Hey guys, welcome to Warrior Wednesday. This is the second installment of Warrior Wednesday, and I want to talk to you today about a very, very particular lesson that I learned while up at the Systema camp up in Canada with Vladimir Vasiliev. It's a camp, it was a full week immersion where we were training 8 to 10 hours a day in the woods, in the dark, in the water, with knives, with sticks. With multiple attackers, blindfolded, like all kinds of amazing, crazy, wonderful training that really opened things up. And I'm a nerd for this kind of stuff, and I love it. And some people aren't, but I like to bring the lessons home. One amazing thing that we worked with the last day that I want to give you today is crowd work. I had the task of walking through a mass of 100 people, all of whom had a knife in their hand, and were fighting with knives. And my job was to walk through them without getting cut. And so I stood off to the side and I kind of measured the scene, and I was trying to figure out what the best way to go was. I was trying to relax and trying to head through it. And as I walked through, I got cut 5 times. Which, out of 100 people, I figured 5 was pretty good. But if they had been real, they still hurt. They're metal training knives, or really stiff training knives. But they weren't sharpened, so I didn't get cut. But if they had been real, man, I'd have been bleeding all over the place. So as I thought about that, and I was wondering what happened, and Vladimir started to discuss what goes on in terms of crowd mentality, I realized that there was an element of tension in my body. That as I started out, I remember looking over the scene, and there was one guy by the name of Gavin. He was standing there toward the front of the crowd, and I looked at him, and my mind immediately went, okay, that's the guy I'm going to have to kind of pretend he's not there and saunter past. And I was so caught up in him that as I started to walk, he just walked up to me and cut me once, right at the very beginning. And I remember being so ticked off about it, because I was like, he's cheating. He's supposed to not realize I'm there and then just stab me if it calls to him, kind of thing. And I was a little bit upset about it. And as I reflected on it later, I realized that the problem was this. I looked at him and I saw an obstacle. And because I judged him as an obstacle, he became one. And that lesson, my friends, my fellow warriors, is something that you need to think about, that we all have to think about very, very, very deeply. How many times are you headed somewhere in your life and you see something that's there, it's very real, it's there, and then you judge it as an obstacle and then get tripped up by it? The landscape is there. You're going to walk a path. There's always stuff on the landscape. But instead of treating everything like an obstacle, you just walk the path. It turns, you turn. No problem. But so many times for me, I start heading toward a goal and I see something that's on the path, and the almost immediate judgment is, that's an obstacle. Oh, I got to go through that. Oh, there's challenge. Oh, there's suffering. And it's time to graduate from this obstacle mentality and start looking at it as simply a landscape, a series of experiences to enjoy on your way to what it is you're headed for. So this week, as you continue thinking about warrior concepts, I want you to consider all the things that you get hung up on. Anytime you feel like there's an obstacle in your way, a challenge, something holding you back, chances are it's because first, you judged it that way, and then it became one. Thanks for listening.